up, y'all?
Right here at Butter in North Hollywood.
We're over here at Butters in North Hollywood. Make sure to come check it out. It's American Cholo. And it's American Cholo proof, baby. Let's do this.
All right. Let's do a little mic check in the building. Looking nice and tan. How's everybody doing out there? Make sure everybody can hear me just fine. Give me that thumbs up. Give me that fire. Tell me Gil can't hear you. Let's see what we got. Nobody wants to tell me anything. Gil, I can't hear you. Gil can hear you. Sock check G. No tengo calcetines, fool. I'm on the level right now, homeboy. Sorry, because now I don't wear them long socks, huh, boy? There you go, Mr. Brother Alfonso. Somebody's giving me that mic check. Sunday, fun day. What's up, Mr. Active War Stories? How's it going out there, man? Actually, let me talk about a little bit of something you put up there, man. Remember about the Lowriders, right? I like that conversation. That was actually pretty good. Active War Stories did a piece on who were the original lowriders, and does that mean we own lowriding? I want to say that we definitely were the original ethnicity that started lowriding from very soon after World War II. Homies were chopping up springs, putting in blocks, dropping them all. And now it's become a custom that, low riding is worldwide. And I myself, this is my personal opinion and my personal opinion only, I don't believe we own it. I believe that we started this gangster shit, but it's everybody's, man. And that's how the world works. We all learn from one another. We all take small pieces of one another's culture and hopefully do right by it. And with that lowrider scene, listen, we did, and we're not going to be pushing like, oh, we own it. A lot of people try to do that, and it's silly, man. It would be like, could you imagine for 1 second that there was a white tennis player that came out and told Serena Williams, well, we own tennis. You're just visiting. How would that look, right? But people don't like when you put those kind of things out there. Where's Boo Boo? I don't know. Homie, Boo Boo's at home somewhere, carnal. Boo Boo don't live with me, homeboy, but he'll be here tomorrow. Yo, what do you think about Boxer Enriquez getting released out of prison? Really makes no difference to me in my life. I kind of feel like this, man. When it comes to gentlemen like that were in the game so deep, it's blood in, blood out. They chose that life. They were, what was the word I'm looking for? They were vultures. They took advantage of people. They hurt people all in the name of the game, right? They sat there and wrote the rules. These are the rules, you don't play by them. We're going to get you. We're going to kill you. Those were the rules and still are to a certain extent, right? So Boxer Enriquez played those rules, was at the top of his game at one point, and I'm sure destroyed many, many, many lives that he never got convicted for. So, I mean, would I have cared if the guy stayed in prison for the rest of his life? No, I wouldn't have cared. Do I really care that he's out and about? No, I don't really care. It doesn't really make that much of a difference to me, but I wouldn't be surprised if you see him on YouTube eventually, getting that money off of it, because everybody's supposed to be wants to help. But in reality, people are just trying to get paid, and it is what it is. But at least come out straightforward and said, "I'm just trying to get paid, homie," because that guy destroyed many lives, both while he was on the side of the criminal side, and then when he was in the side of the law, man. So it is what it is. But like I said, it doesn't really make me none, what about? Let me see. What about celebrity barber who tore down a lady's fruit stand outside his shop? Well, I actually woke up this morning. I saw a lot of people post it, even big guys. So I posted it real quick. And then about an hour after I posted it, I saw his response. And I took mine down. And from what I'm getting from his response and the other vendors out of there was that what they're saying that he knocked on the cart and all that really didn't take place. Unless somebody can come up with a video showing it. So as of now, I reposted his response to it because the last thing I want to do is have somebody who's completely innocent of doing anything like that, go over there and have people start messing with his barbershop and his livelihood. That's not what we're trying to do. What we're trying to do is shed light on our issues, shed light on people who try to disrespect us and do stuff like that. And I just don't know that if that's the case as of yet. It seems like it is not. The other fruit lady was talking, and it seemed like the other lady came in here wrong. I'm not sure who knocked it over, but to me, it's kind of funny that there's absolutely no video of the guy knocking it over or anything like that. So unless that comes forward, I'm not gonna sit here and say the guy's guilty because I don't know on that one, my man. Let me see what you got. We got shout out to all the Puerto Rican barbers in LA. He stood his ground against them vendors. Oh, there you go. There's different sides of the story, but as I know now, there is no video of the guy knocking it over, and it seemed like one of the vendors was getting aggressive with him. But people are always going to believe what people are going to believe. But that's why I took my thing down, because without having that proof and him coming out and saying what it is, and another vendor actually speaking up for him that works that corner just about every day and pretty much saying what he's saying is true, you got to kind of believe the guy. I don't know who he's talking about, oh boy. So shout out to San Diego, man. My family and I were out there having a great time this week. Went over to Chicano Park, man. That place is a beautiful, beautiful place. A lot of history in there. You just at first you see it, you're like, all right, what is this? And you get out, you start walking, and you start actually looking at some of these murals. You start looking at the dates of these murals. You start looking at the culture behind it. It's kind of like a walk down memory lane, man. That's what it reminded me of. Chicano Park was a walk down memory lane. It was a lot of history there, and it was a lot of culture in there, and I enjoyed it very much so. Let me see what we got in here. What's good, Buddha Slim? ¿Qué dice, carnal? ¿Qué dice? We got Indio, California in the building. Hey, so in the beginning, I put that commercial up there. Make sure to go check it out. It's if you're in the area, North Hollywood, Butters in North Hollywood. It's on Vineland between Victory and Oxnard. It is one of the very few Latino-owned dispensaries in Los Angeles, and there's not many out here that are owned by Latinos, ran by Latinos, completely Latino-owned place. They own their own stuff. They also sell many other merch and stuff, but make sure to go check them out, man. I don't know what that guy's point. What are you telling me for? You're back as a member. That's what I'm talking about. Appreciate that. Let's see what's going on in here, man. So I wanted to speak a little bit about cloud chasing. I don't know. Comedy. A little bit about comedians, right? And do comedians get the right to say whatever they want, whenever they want? Because that seems to be a little bit of a trend that people believe just because they put comedy on the side of their bio or whatnot, that they can do and say what they want. And this is a comedian here. I just know his name is Chris. I'm not sure exactly what his name is. I'll look it up right now. But let me show you a clip. I want to get your guys' take on this. Give me 1 second here. Players. Okay, and here we go.
I'm going to show you a clip from this moron. He's going to try to make a joke using a real-life story involving undocumented workers. I'm going to explain to you how wrong he is and all the different ways his ass can get sued.
Guys came on Friday to fix the air conditioning unit. They're up in the attic, and then one of the workers fell through my ceiling. A small Mexican man fell through my ceiling. All of a sudden, the guy calls me and says, "Oh, my worker's neck hurts." I call Jazz. The worker's saying his neck hurts. She goes, "Yeah, he said that to us too." She goes, and then Jerry asked the worker in Spanish, "Do you have your papers?" And the worker said, yo no sé. And then Jerry pointed to the attic and he said, trabajo. And then the worker finished the job. Game, recognized game. You want to try to game someone in this family? Maybe you can game me. Maybe you can game Jazz. Maybe you can game the kids. You ain't going to game TT Jerry. Listen, if you fell through the ceiling in Juarez, that's one thing. But if you fall through the ceiling in Staten Island, a United States passport better fall out of your back pocket or you can't sue me.
And that's Chris Desfetano. So my question is there a line? Is there a boundary? Because taking that at its face value, that's very disrespectful. That's very insensitive. That is what happens too many times out here in America, that you got undocumented workers that get hurt and they're scared to sue. They believe that they have no right to sue. They believe just because they have their legal status, they're illegal, that they're going to get deported, that this person called immigration. And that's just not how it works in most states, even though some states it is a little more like that. And that's why they get taken advantage of. So what I'm asking here is there a fine line, or can comedians pretty much say or do anything they want? Because that's kind of what it seems like it's going on nowadays. Let me put the number down there. That's what it seems like it's going on. It seems like a lot of people, especially in the comic world, believe just because they're comedians, they can say and do whatever they want without repercussions. And me personally, I think if you're a comedian and you want to say, just about anything, I think while you're doing your skit, I think you pretty much have the right to say and do anything as long as it's in the comedic sense and you're actually, have a spill out there. But when you're sitting there doing a podcast and speaking with somebody and pretty much laughing at this guy saying, oh, if you fell through a ceiling in Juarez, then it's one thing. But if you fall through a ceiling in Staten Island and you ain't got no papers, in other words, if you ain't got no papers, you are undocumented, I will take advantage of you. And I can sit here and laugh about it because I'm a comedian. I think that's wrong. I just do. I mean, people say, oh, you're getting all sensitive. Nah, homie. It's one thing to be doing a comic skit. It's another to sit there and just plain and simple disrespect somebody because they don't have any papers and say you can't sue me. So I want to see what say you guys, man. Let's see. But I don't know if it was a joke. Love your content, Gil. Thank you, Mr. Adrian Mota. I appreciate that membership, man. He was not joking. Well, that's kind of what I took about it. I took it that he wasn't joking, that it was racial undertone. They do what they do, man. Let's see. Holding us down. Buenas tardes. Only thing I will say pertaining last week, I think, it ain't the white man holding us down. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Mr. Joaquin. This is not comedy. No, I don't think so either. I think it's wrong, and it is what it is. They still have the right to sue. Immigration status don't mean anything. No, I get that. You and I may know that. But there's a lot of people who are illegal that they don't know that, and they get scared. And people like that, these people like this guy and his family will take advantage of it. You can see that, man. Straight up. Let's see. What's up? There you go. The making of a man TV. What up, Agil? Salud. What's going on, my man? So I don't know if you want to tap in, maybe call in or join the live stream. I was talking about the comedian. Is there a line that the comedians can sit there and say what they want? Because it seems like comedians use that all the time. Oh, I'm a comedian. I was just playing around. But when you're sitting here saying stuff like this about illegal people because they have no immigration papers, that you can sit there and fall through your roof and get back to trabajo and laugh at them. No, I think that's wrong. And I think this guy definitely needs a reality check on what's legal, what's not, and what is having character. Because people, just like I said, they believe because I'm a comedian, I can do whatever the hell I want. And I don't think that is the case whatsoever. That's not joking. That's straight up being a piece of shit. Hey, Paul, I got to agree with you on this one, homie. I do believe that is being a piece of shit. I don't think there's anything good. I don't see an excuse coming out of that. But I'm going to definitely press the issue on this gentleman and see what he's got to say, because he's got to say something. What are you talking about, Gil? All right, let me show it to you again for you guys who just jumped in real quick. This is what I'm talking about.
I'm going to show you a clip from this moron. He's going to try to make a joke using a real-life story involving undocumented workers. I'm going to explain to you how wrong he is and all the different ways his ass can get sued.
Guys came on Friday to fix the air conditioner unit. They're up in the attic, and then one of the workers fell through my ceiling. A small Mexican man fell through my ceiling. All of a sudden, the guy calls me and says, "Oh, my worker's neck hurts." I call Jazz. The worker's saying his neck hurts. She goes, "Yeah, he said that to us too." She goes, and then Jerry asked the worker in Spanish, "Do you have your papers?" And the worker said, "Yo no sé." And then Jerry pointed to the attic and he said, "Trabajo." And then the worker finished the job. Game, recognized game. You want to try to game someone in this family? Maybe you can game me. Maybe you can game Jazz. Maybe you can game the kids. You ain't going to game TT Jerry. Listen, if you fell through the ceiling in Juarez, that's one thing. But if you fall through the ceiling in Staten Island, a United States passport better fall out of your back pocket or you can't sue me.
And that's what I'm talking about right there. He's a comedian. Chris Desfetano, he's actually got a pretty huge following on Instagram. He's almost got 500,000. So he's very well known in the comic world, right? But I believe it's wrong. I don't know. Let me see what you boys and girls are really talking about. I think what about y'all? Good for you, Notorious. Notorious 6 months with the lights off. He scared the bill collectors looking at. It isn't the white man, it's the green man. The green man is the guy who has the money. Okay, Mike. Comedy is one of the last places where the First Amendment still applies. I just push on if it ain't. I just push on off if it ain't funny. I understand that, but I don't believe this was a comic strip. I mean, if somebody's doing a comic, actual show, yeah, you can say what you want, man. And I believe that that's the freedom of comedians. But comedians talk about stuff that a lot of people won't. They just put a little spin on it so people can laugh about it and say certain things. But when this guy's sitting there in a podcast, you could tell that, and this is me speaking as a brown man, that he feels that he's better at the higher ladder than somebody else. So you can sit there and say, fool, in other words, if you ain't got your papeles, don't be coming over here trying to sue me. And I felt that personally this weekend, right? So this weekend, we went to, I think it was Point Loma in San Diego. And it's a pretty rich area. I mean, it's got money. There is no bums over there. There is no graffiti over there. Shit, there ain't really no Mexicans over there either, right? We got this house right on the beach, and I mean right on the beach, where you walk out of the back and I can throw a baseball and I'll hit the water, no problem, right? So, and it's got an entrance. You go to the back. So my wife and my family, we went out there this week, and before we got the house, they give you the keys like around 4:00, right? So I said, you know what? Let's go to the beach part in the back, and then when we get the house, I'll just go to the house, I'll open the door, we'll come into the back. So as we're going to the back of the house, there was nothing but white people back there. And off the bat, you can see them like, who are these guys, right? And then you try to, be nice and say hello. And some will just be under the breath of, yeah, hello. And some will just simply ignore you straight up. So we were in this community, and these people didn't know that we're renting this house back here, that we're not just coming to the beach and we're invading your beach. In reality, there where we're going to stay at, right? And even going to certain parts over there, you're in the beach environment, you're feeling good, you're telling everybody good morning. And there was a few people, like I said, I would say good morning, some would say, oh, good morning. And there was some that you would say good morning, they would just look under the breath and kind of, and that's that racism in a lot of people. Many people believe that, it just doesn't happen. Well, maybe it doesn't happen to you because, maybe you're white, or maybe you live in a certain area. But there's still many areas in the United States where you go to as a brown man and you will get looked at different. You will get stared at, especially me when I take my shirt off. I'm full of tattoos. So people off the bat sit there and judge and believe, oh, this is one of those guys. This guy's a criminal. This guy is a MS-13 gang member. They watch so much of the news, right? But they don't know. No, man, I'm staying up the block with you, homeboy. I'm probably living in a better place than you're staying at over here. We're doing this thing right, but unfortunately, there is still that undertone in America that, you know, that brown people are less than, that they can do what they want with us and how they want with us because we don't speak up. But that's why I try to say, no, that's it, man. This is a point in time now that we speak up. We don't stay silent. When somebody disrespects one of us, we got to sit there and act like disrespecting all of us. That way, people will eventually get the hint. Stop messing with them. They're getting together. They're awakening. They're becoming one large force. They're becoming one large voice. And that's the way we shut people down. With all the Tiger incident, that people that don't want to sit here and agree with it, listen, there's always something else to talk about. Oh, Gil, why don't you talk about immigration? Oh, Gil, why don't you talk about fuel? Oh, Gil, why don't you talk about this? Why don't you? For people who sit there and want to just sit there and just talk shit instead of helping and say, man, you know what, you're right on this one. Let's push it forward. If you want to sit, well, why don't you talk about it then? Because there is a list of stuff to talk about. But sometimes when something's got traction on it, you got to go with it. Why? Because people are listening. And while people are listening, it's a time for you to put your message out there. And that's what I'm trying to teach people how to do. But instead of pushing back, push forward with us, because that's what we're trying to do, man. Let's see what we got here. You don't need papers to sue. That guy needs a lawyer, abogado. Yeah, he's getting one. If not, that's trash, and that's totally racist. Yeah, I agree. I agree that making him a man TV. The Cloud Gangster said, that's real comedy. I don't know. I don't know about you, Carnal. You suspect. Let me see who's calling in right now. Hello, caller. Where are you calling from? Yeah. Well, see, there you go. You hung up. See. Well, obviously you want to hear it, eh? Because you're sitting here calling and taking time to actually get a phone number and call, eh? See, that guy was just a troll. He wasn't a real guy. But there's people like that in the comment section, like that loser right there, right? Because people are scared of people actually coming together, waking up, especially the brown men. They really are. I'm not saying they're standing behind the door with a gun, but they're looking like, damn, these fools are really starting to get hip to the game. And this is the game. These are the rules they put out to us, and we got to sit there and play by the rules. The rules are you ain't going to get a gun and shoot them. The rules are you ain't going to go out there and beat them up. The rules are you hurt them in the pocketbook. The rules are you use the social media to go and in other words, you bang in the social media to a lot of these places who disrespect us, who say all this stuff. And losers like that who just called don't like it, oh boy. They don't like to sit there and see us organize and actually start using our voices because they're so used to us being so humble and so quiet. But I'm going to tell you something, carnal. Charlie Holmes, we're speaking up, homeboy. And, you better go clean your room because your mama's going to turn off that Wi-Fi, player. So Kelly, press charges. Let's see. Brother Alfonso, just by him saying a little Mexican guy, that's just the way they look at us, disrespectful. And it's true. I mean, sometimes it's hard for them to sit there and hide how they feel about us. And there is a lot of people who feel that way. But you know what? They're going to soon find out that they're wrong and that we're coming together and that we're speaking up for one another, player. Let's do that, fool. Yeah, he's going to get sued, man. Oh, man, we got the rebar cholo, carnal. He be tying that bar. That's what's up, man. Hit that like button. What's up, rebar cholo? Get that money, homeboy. Get that money. Wants his business. First Amendment, homie, get over it. And he can use it if he wants. His business. No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. Maybe you should get over it. It's not the First Amendment right to sit there and tell somebody of another race that if you were in Mexico, it'd be different. But over here, it's like you're Big Al. No tortillas for you. Nah, homeboy, this ain't the Big Al era. This is 2022. And in 2022, I guarantee you that fool's going to get sued. And I guarantee you he's going to lose. Because as an employer, you're sitting here and saying one of your employees fell through your roof, complained about his neck hurting, and you had your boy tell him, you better get back to work and put his ass to work. And you know what? When it comes to neck injuries, You can't prove or disprove them. So him saying that, him being on air and actually saying that, and if there is actual paperwork of the guy going to work, having a contract that he went to work, guess what? He's getting his ass sued. Ain't no First Amendment right, player. I hate to break the news to you, man. You came to Point Loma and didn't call me. Sorry, Hoodie Hood, homie. I went there low key. I went in there, didn't let anybody know. Chilled out for a few days, homie. But Point Loma was cracking, man. It was, that place is beautiful, man. All of San Diego is actually beautiful. Yeah, it got its barrios like everywhere else, but San Diego is a gorgeous, beautiful town, man. I can't wait to go back. But next time I'll definitely hit you up, man. I didn't even think I was supposed to hook up my homie Dustin Brown. Didn't hook up with him either. I was so in tune with the beach, homie. But yeah, pa la otra carnal. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I should have called Hoodie Hood, homeboy. Yeah, they probably thought you were the help. Yeah, I'm telling you, I put the toallas on top of the fence. They're looking at me like, what the hell is this guy doing? This is my house for the next week. Now, what are you talking about, player? They thought I was a maintenance man trying to sneak in there. Let's see what we got here. Caller. You hung up. Sorry about your luck. Adrian Mota. What up, Gil? Keep up the firme content. Hey, what's up, Mr. Mota, man? Smoke him if you got him. People, smoke him if you got him. Let's see what this guy talking about. One drop is always enough. They are masters at sniffing out any non-whiteness around. Yes, I guess. What's up? See what you got. Nah, Charlie, I don't gotta suck up nothing, homeboy. If you like sucking it up, you can suck it up all you want, Cloud Gangster. Cloud Gangster says you like sucking it up, not me, homeboy. I'm good. I ain't taking nobody's shit. Wish. Yeah, that's not the way it works, though, man. Tired of hearing these stories. Let's see. What's this guy got? Hello. It's going good. What's going on, brother? Right. Well, I think that's the fine line, though. I when I see them doing like actual like the shows and all that, I think that's just, like up to you, like if you want to watch or not. But I believe that to me personally, I believe that's the comic's right to go ahead, as long as it's not he's just coming out there and his whole spiel is just fucking to degrade a whole race, right? But I believe every comedian pretty much does their spill. They have the right to overemphasize certain stereotypes, shit, because they do it on themselves all day long. When you saw the Chappelle show, he did the crackhead, he did the pimp. I mean, he did everything. But if let's say somebody came out and they were doing the Chappelle stuff and they were just doing stuff about black people like that, then you would be like, hey man, are you just sitting here to clown us? But it's in moderation. But I don't think that once those same comedians are off stage, they still continue to have the right to say everything and anything and just hide behind the comedy flag, if that makes sense. Yeah, I get it, my man. Yeah, for sure. Thanks for the phone call, brother. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you. Bye-bye. All right, man. So stop believing lies, homie. Let's see. I saw a super chat jump in here real quick. Let me go catch it. Don't want to forget. Hey, tomorrow we got Glasses Malone in the building. That should be a dope-ass interview conversation. He's bringing one of his homies. So what we're going to do is first it'll be me and Glasses one-on-one. After the break, we'll bring Boo Boo on. We'll bring his homie on. We'll have a sit-down table with two brothers and two essays and, just talk about race relations and anything else that pops up. I mean, we might talk about the Kardashians, but now who knows, man? Scapelli's Appliance Repairs, that $19.99 super chat. That's what I'm talking about, man. Appreciate that. let's see. Make sure I didn't lose some of you guys over here. It's about to set up my paisa, fool. Let's see. It'll fire back on again. Caller, who's this? What's a you? We're talking about a little bit about comedians, and do comedians have the right off stage to say and do certain things? Like there was this comedian out in New York that one of his workers fell through the roof. He was an undocumented worker, and he's laughing, saying, "You can't sue me if you're undocumented. You better have your papers," and so on and so forth. So pretty much, do comedians have the right to sit there and say whatever they want just because they're comics? Well, that's yes, absolutely. And it'll show. I myself will sit there and treat everybody equal. I see guys who get into arguments and fights, and it's almost like sometimes like some people sit there and tell me something. I'm like, hey, homie, you got to understand, I'm dealing with 20 different attitudes, right? It's not just one. I got 20 different individuals with 20 different attitudes, and you just got to keep them in check. And sometimes you got to kind of let them get into their arguments. After the arguments are done, then I go in there and be like, stop playing with one another. This is the problem with you guys. You guys want to play with one another. It gets hot. You get upset, and then you guys want to fight one another. In other words, don't play so close with one another. And it's really just having a personal relationship with each one of your employees, so you know who's who and what's what. And oh, you can't. Oh shit. Yeah. Right. They can't. Hey, let me know if you guys can hear the caller now. I think I put them on there so they can't hear you, and they were asking about that. So let me fix my glitch real quick, my man, and I appreciate the phone call. Yeah, shoot. For sure, brother. Thank you, my man. All right, let's see. All right. They can't hear my caller. It's the same thing. Let me. Hey, wifey, come back over here so you can tell me if you hear the caller. Let me see. Why this is on. Let me see. I hear that. You should be able to. All right, man. I gotta tell me who this is real quick. If you guys can hear this, let me know. Casey works guild on. Oh man. Hey Casey, check the phone calls, man. Can't hear him. All right, let's see what we got. Got a new member in the building. Where you at? Let me see. Here we go. We got Jackson. Shit. Jackson shit became a YouTube member. Hey man, I appreciate that. People, you can become members. You get exclusive content and stuff we don't really talk about all the time. Hold on. Let me see. Give me a second. All right, here we go. Oh, yeah, Casey's back here. Can't hear the caller, bro. All right. Let me know if you hear this. You hear my alcalde. No, yes. Okay, let's try this one. I don't know. Same thing as last time for some reason. Very weird. I can hear it back here. I don't know. So we won't do no phone calls. It is what it is. But you guys can tap in if you want on the live screen. Hold on. Here we go. Anybody want to tap in here? There it is. It is what it is, Holmes. Take that away. I don't know why. In case he's messing up. Duno has made you Duno always wins. Huh? Duno made you Duno always wins. Maybe. I don't know. Kind of doesn't make too much sense to me. Let's see what you got. All right, so let's put this guy in timeout. Too much. Yeah, Virginia. Hey, Alex, I'm having a little trouble with the phone lines right now, but what's going on? No? Sure. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Mm-hmm. Right. Hey, Mom. Yeah, so make it a quick thing that way I can explain to the people what you're talking about, because right now, for whatever reason, my phone lines, you can't hear you. No, so you were saying, what's the name of that? Are the guys doing that? Perfect. Yeah, I got it. Thank you. Appreciate the phone call. So what the guy said was, do I believe that comedians should have the right to dress a certain way and do a mockery to certain people? And it's pretty much how, you see a lot of these channels out there that their whole thing is pretty much making fun of the cholo culture of, a-homes and dressing up in certain ways and saying certain things. I think there is a fine line. I think some of these guys should be definitely called out, because it's not it wouldn't be tolerated in any other race or any other sexual preference. Imagine a guy going out there acting like a gay guy all the time and doing stupid stuff and being like super over homosexual and all that stuff. I can guarantee you there would be uproar and they wouldn't allow it. So why is it that we allow it? Why is it that we have to sit there and take all this stuff from other people doing mockery on us and talking shit about us and pretty much just making us look like the buffoons of the room, right? Well, the only reason it is because we don't speak up, we don't talk about it, because you got lummies that will sit there and say, no llores, don't cry. But you're the one supporting all these other people that will sit there and cry and make noise for their community. So it's funny how that works, right? But I think it's wrong. I think people need to start calling them out. Right there. See what you guys got. You should get with the Southside Reaction, Hater, World Channel. It's that Raza family right there. I will check them out, because now I will check them out. The Jackson shit, that's the man. Interview AC, Hood Stocks would be a banger. Gil, we need that interview AC, and Hood Stocks would be, hey, Lucky's got my number, homie. Yeah, on the live stream. Yeah, I'll put the link on right here. Hold on. Here it is. Here you go. I'll put it on there again if you guys want to tap in here. There it is. The live stream there. You guys can tap in if you want. I'm not taking any phone calls because Casey broke my phone, man. Hitting straight, wasting their lives. Vote Luis Rodriguez for governor, right? It's coming soon, right? November. No go, Gil. Let's see. Hey, my man, what's good?
What's up, my brother? How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. You good with me now? Do I gotta dodge and weave with you real quick, fool? So what's going on, brother?
It ain't never like that. I told you it's always with love.
That's right. Hey, man, at least we're having that conversation, right?
Right. And as you can see, I did a little follow-up video to the Tiger Ay Caramba video, to whereas I gave my position on it. I thought that was wrong. I called it out as being racist. I spoke up that nobody likes to have their culture mocked. We as black people who didn't like it when people were out there with the blackface, the chicken, the watermelon, and things of that sort and that nature. But
sure.
but the thing that I did want to speak on was that the fact that Tiger actually isn't representing the black community because he doesn't. I mean, he's representing black culture because he's inside that black culture. But
Right.
as far as knowing the black culture and the black struggle, he's not actually. His parents are Jamaican and Vietnamese. So any person that's a black person will have a synonymous relation to the Latino community because they grew up in the same struggle. Somebody who's outside of that culture can only mock that culture and not understand the validity or the strength and the magnitude of what they're mocking.
Right. But don't you, like when I bring up the Tiger thing, right? I think many African Americans, and you can elaborate this on me, got defensive. I believe you even got a little bit defensive because you felt like I was attacking the African American community, saying African Americans are treating us like this. And to me, that wasn't the case at all. To me, I was calling out Tiger specifically, and also just the industry in itself. And when I say the industry, I mean it finally blew it blew a gasket in my head because I was like, wait a minute, man. You did the YG one, and the YG one, it wasn't complete like the Tiger one, right? It was just you put on a charro outfit, and that's something that's very traditional, very it's culture, man. It's huge culture, and they're putting that stuff on. So we did make noise about that, but we weren't heard, plain and simple. Then Blueface did his thing, and that was just straight garbage, right? It was almost the same thing as this. And to me, it was like, come on, guys, you had to have heard it. When I say guys, I don't mean African Americans. I mean guys in the industry. I mean brothers in the industry that are doing this rap songs. I'm like, you guys had to have heard some kind of backlash about the YG and all that. So then when Tiger did this, to me, it's almost like he's doing it knowing he's going to get a little bit of backlash, but he figured it's never going to take off the way it did. I think he figured he's going to get a little backlash. He was going to get more views, which originally he did. I think he got more views on that video than any of his last videos in the last couple of years, right? But to do it over and over again, it was just like, where does this stop? And it wasn't an attack on the brothers at all. It's an attack on the industry and the tone deafness of many of artists out there.
And let me ask you this, Gil.
Sure.
And I agree with you on some of those points there, because mockery is mockery.
Yes.
But where is there a time when an attempt to come with a Latino flavor is just done in poor taste from a lack of familiarity with that particular community, and it comes off sounding goofy because this person didn't grow up around any Latinos, but he's trying to come off with that Latino flow? Is that offensive if it's not done in an offensive manner? Because I get the Tiger part because he's coming off as a mockery, but I think some of the songs like the one YG, the Maria, and that was kind of done tasteful, and I thought that was a little bit better.
No, it was. That's why I said it wasn't like full blown disrespect, but it was when you're putting on the mariachi suit is what it was, right? And it was just more of a, hey guys, you need to understand the culture a little more before it's like the homie that just got too comfortable. It's like, hey homie, we're homies, but you're kind of crossing the line. And I made this reference before. It's like this, like, let's say me and you, we're good, homie. I mean, we've been boys for 30 years. We know our family real well. You come barbecue with me all the time, and then you talk. We have mama jokes in front of us, and we talk that shit. Yo, mama this, your mama that. But then my mama's really in the room, and you start saying, yo, mama's so fat. I'm like, whoa, homie, wait a minute. Yeah, when we're alone, we can do this. But you're putting this on the air. So in other words, it's almost like he's making a mama joke in front of my mama, and I'm like, hey, fool, this ain't cool. So I think that's where the lack of understanding or crossing the line is. And with the YG, it was just it all accumulated, right? It went from the YG, it went from the carne asada, and then Tiger was part of the song with YG on one of those. So it was like, you kind of already knew, Tiger. You knew we didn't really like this. That's why I was like, wait a minute, go ahead.
But Gil, let me say this. Okay,
Yeah, sure.
now let's think about this. Just 1 week prior to the I Caramba video
Yes.
that Tiger came with, what was him and YG doing?
They were well, I didn't know this until after because I really haven't really watched any of this stuff. They were in some dresses, acting like I don't know if they were the Kardashians or what. Homie. They were in drag, homie. It wasn't a great look.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So what if we put them out of the black community just a week before they did what they did?
Yeah, but I don't unless we have like a Chappelle one that says, "Hey, these guys are no longer part of the black community. We're giving them."
You feel me? Now, see, these people
you.
are what I'm just trying. The point I'm trying to get off is, when a clown is a clown, let's just call a clown a clown. If somebody's a payaso, he's a payaso. It doesn't matter what race this particular person is. He's just a clown person, and he's bad for all humanity.
I agree with you on that, but the reality is that some of these clowns have huge followings. Some of these clowns have major influence. Some of these clowns are being paid by real companies. I mean, real multi-million-dollar companies that are allowing this stuff. So what we're doing is we're calling out the buffoonery that they're doing, and eventually we'll see. There's a lot of stuff happening. This week something major is supposed to happen with all that, right? And we'll see if it doesn't. If it doesn't, I'm gonna start calling out whoever distributes this stuff, whoever the company actually that directed, the director, all these people that are involved. Because I guarantee you, once you go down the line of everybody who's involved in these kind of videos, there ain't no brown people involved. They're probably making the beats and doing some of the cameras, but there's nobody really involved saying, hey, man, I don't think we should do this. It's like they don't ask any kind of person that would know our culture to be like, is this cool? Imagine somebody always doing nothing but music on the hood, on the ghetto. It's a white guy, and he don't got no black people telling him how the ghetto is or the hood is. So he's just making it to seem how you'd be like, nah, homie.
Hey, but Big Gil, in all reality, that's how it's going down.
Yeah, it is. That's how it's going down.
That's how they are telling the black community what they want to put on the television screen or the image that they want to put on. It ain't a whole bunch of brothers out here running around in dresses and skirts and stuff like that, bro. But that's the image that these record labels and these people are pushing out on all these people. So it's a bigger machine that's pushing this image out on everybody.
For sure, but the thing is, we can't reach that big machine right now. That's just not how the platform game works. You can't just sit there and go after the big machine. You go after whoever you can at the moment, and hopefully eventually start stepping up to those bigger things. Those people will sit there also and tell me, well, why don't you talk about that? Because they're not going to listen. Right now, we're trying to hit the platforms that are going to listen to us, because this is as far as our wavelength is going. And as we grow larger, then we can sit there and go after the big machines, if that makes any sense.
Well, I get that part. You feel me? I understand. Well, all I'm saying is this. I get it. It's you got to get off where you getting mad at. But ultimately, the people who you really need to be mad at are the people that are putting the suckers out there in front. The people that push the pawns, not the pawns. Yeah, you get mad at the pawn because he's a pawn. But
absolutely.
That's what it is. That's what these guys are. And the real people, the core people that are out here on the streets aren't riding around talking about ay caramba and thinking about Mexican people in fat suits eating bowls of nacho cheese. That's not what real people are thinking about. But tools, a person who's a tool and can be plugged up and powered up to go make a move, that's a person. And he don't represent the real community. And that's all I'm saying.
No, and I'm down with it. Hold on, I'm blocking. I got a bunch of trolls all of a sudden coming in here. That's what they do, man. I got to block them, man. I block the trolls, but now I am the troll assassin, man. So what's up with you, man? Let's talk about you for a second, man. What's your channel about and what you got going on with it?
Okay.
Give us a little brief history of who you are and what your channel is.
Okay, first off, I got the Making of a Man TV. That's my channel. It's a podcast, or it's basically a commentary channel where I report on common topics or things that are going on in the public. I try to bridge break barriers between communities, especially the Black and brown community. Like myself, I'm a person that grew up in La Puente area, you know what I mean, my whole life. So as far as having extreme familiarity with the Latino community, I have that. As far as me, I've been a rapper. I was involved with a group called the Neighborhood Clique. We're one of the biggest groups in G-Funk. I'm already, also I was a rapper, my solo career, Sick the Born Hustler. I've done songs with people like Corrupt, Terrace Martin, Problem, worked with Nipsey Hussle, Julio G, Tony G, a lot of people, out here. So I've been in this game a long time. I recorded my first record at Lonzo Williams Studio. So I've been out here.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I've been out here. I've been doing this thing, and this is what I'm doing now.
That's right. So we got Glasses Malone coming in tomorrow in the studio, man. So let me know if you got any questions for that gentleman.
No, I know Glasses Malone. I talked to Glasses Malone. I've been on I've been knowing Glasses Malone since he was putting on with the Blue Bottle on his working out here at King's Records in West Covina with my boy Hen. So
That's
I
right.
know been rocking with Glasses Malone. He's a friend on Facebook, he's a friend on Instagram. I've been on live with him, and so I'm familiar with Glasses.
Yeah, that's right. So he'll be on tomorrow. I wanna thank you for finally being able to jump on. I told you, my man, it's all love. One thing here, I'll say it now, I'll say it again. I'm not looking for a fight. I'm looking for a conversation, man.
Yeah, all the time.
All right, brother. You have a good one.
Peace, bro.
Anytime. All right,
all
sure.
right now.
Making of a Man TV. What's this guy right here? Yeah, I saw somebody say it looks like seems like Gil is getting trolled a little more than usual. Yeah, the trolls are coming in more, but that's what comes with territory, man. The larger you grow, the more the trolls, the more people will send me videos and tell me, listen, don't send me videos of people talking shit to me. I already know there's people talking shit. That's what you call people thirsty and trying to say some stuff. I had somebody tell me, they called me up. You know who you are. I'm not gonna say who it is. Hey, Gil, they're saying you paid $120 to get the what's the name? The Rolling Stone article with your name on it, and you paid somebody to Photoshop it. So I sent them the link. I said, did I also pay them to make a link and make a whole story about it on their website? Nah, come on, homeboy. That's just the haters gonna hate, man. That's what they do. Yeah, okay. So see, I got rid of most of those. Haters. Hey, but they at least make accounts to come over here and talk their crap. It is what it is, man. Spinal's a fool. Yeah, hey, Active War Stories. I'm gonna have to get a cut off that those subscribers. Cause all love, homie. Get your money, player. Get your money. Creeps, the one and the only. Con pinche Creeps. Pesa la vida. Here's this guy. Again, he's coming back. Let me block this guy, dude. People actually like making these fake accounts, right? There you go, big guy. You out of here, man. Because you're exposing the racist Trump supporters out, and you out in your getaway spot. Yeah, Roger's the one trolling, man. Let's see. Drop the link. All right, drop the link real quick. I'm about to go here pretty soon, but let me see. Invites. Ta-da. Here is the link. You want to jump on real quick? Let's do this because I'm going to get ready to finish off my Sunday and chill out real quick, man, because I got to go back to work. I got bills to pay, people. Let's see. What do you do to uplift the raza, American Cholo? Do you shed light on positive things happening in the community as well? I think I do. I mean, you go back and look at all the stuff we do. I'm sure you can find something. Right now, we're just talking about something else, but let's see what it is. What's good, Richard?
Hey, Gil, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Talk to me, man. What you got to say?
That's good, man. Yeah, man. I just literally just joined maybe like 10 minutes ago.
Right.
Listening to the conversation. I was listening to the gentleman that you just had on right now. He was saying that how a lot of Black people are just pawns in this, and I think he's kind of right. Not all Black people think this way. A lot of Black people are just minding their business and going to work and taking care of their families and stuff like that. But to say that the people in the industry aren't don't have a say in what they're going to show. I think they do have a say. I think a lot of them, it kind of almost seems like a lot of them are doing this on purpose. Like they want to ridicule Latinos, they want to break Latinos. Um, a lot of the new generation, a lot of the new Latinos, Mexican American generations, the young ones, a lot of them are really kind of like feel ashamed of the culture, you know. So I think this is, in a way, it could be, it possibly can be done on purpose to get these kids, these new generations, to hate this part of the culture. So once they get them to hate the culture, the Mexican American culture, the Chicano culture, all these contributions that we have made to this cool and hip culture, whether it's from the tattoos, the gang signs, and you know, the gang gestures, the hand gestures when you're expressing yourself that makes you look cool in front of a camera. All that comes from Mexican Americans. We all know that.
Right.
You know, maybe they're trying to break us. They're trying to get us, the new generation, to hate the Mexican American version. So these people in power, these people, the elites and the record labels, and the producers and the singers, the rappers themselves, can come in and take over and claim this to be Black culture. You know, that's what it kind of seems like to me, because I see constantly, I see TikTok videos and commentaries being done by certain people in the African American community, continuing to shit pretty much on us and our culture, and telling us, you didn't do anything, you copied all of this from, this is all Black culture, you know, gaslight pretty much. So it kind of, you know, what do you think about that? It kind of almost seems like this is kind of like a psychological warfare and a breakdown for our youth to hate this so they can come in and take over what we have pretty much created.
I don't agree with you fully, but I do on a certain part. I believe that they have made a mockery of, like, let's say, the cholo lifestyle and all that's in the Mexican American, right? I think what it is that the African American community has gotten so popular, so influential, that young brown kids do not want to look at Mexican American culture and think that's cool. They think it's more cool to, you know, to dress, act like a brother, straight up, to have that lingo, right? And I don't believe it's so much just to like break them down to not like the culture. I think that most corporations are just trying to sell their products, and to them, selling their product is make it a Black thing, and make the Black guy put a mariachi suit on, because then we'll be like, oh, look at this, it's cool. Kind of like, let's say, Tupac Shakur, right? Tupac said, you know, there wouldn't be LA without Mexicans. He said that, and they love that guy. Just for that phrase, they will love Tupac.
Yeah, exactly.
To the end of time, right? That's just how unfortunate it is that we're not in the industry enough where you hear that. I was like, oh my God, he talked about us. He gave us a shout out. But it's like, homie, that's all it takes to make you love this.
They don't understand. Raza doesn't understand what marketing is. Yes. They don't understand that. They don't. Also, we should be more outspoken. A lot of Raza is shy. We should mention that Tupac actually took his persona, his characteristic, from one of our people, from Tupac Amaru. That was his real. He took his name and he took pretty much his characteristic. Tupac Amaru was actually a people's people. He was a revolutionist. He was a rebel, and he was a political activist for his people. So if you look at Tupac, he pretty much he emulated his character. So I think our people get lost because a lot of us aren't outspoken. We stay quiet and we let other groups of people come in and talk our culture down. You know, they pretty much devaluate it. They tell you, you are a worthless Mexican, you haven't done anything. This is Black culture. And I'm not talking about all Black people. I'm talking about a particular group of people that, in my opinion, derives from an Afrocentrist tree, which I call. And I think they are winning this war because we are not stepping up. We are not informing our people as to the contributions that we've made to this culture. And this is why a lot of the young Mexicans, the young Latinos feel ashamed, because they're constantly being told, you're just a wetback. You're ignorant. What have you done? this is our culture. We built this, you know.
Yeah,
A lot of that stuff has to break.
there is a huge disconnect between us brown people. I saw somebody just block this one bozo, but I'll read his comment. Let me show you what we're dealing with right here. It was Daniel Del Rio. He said, what did this jackass say? Something about, Gil, you don't speak for us. You ain't Mexican. You don't even know our culture. Here we go. Gil don't speak for us. Raza, motherfucker needs to knock it off. You ain't Mexican. That's it. You don't relate to our culture. That is what we have to deal with in our own community.
Well, how do we know? How do we know that that's coming from our community? You do know that it could be somebody from another ethnic group pretending to have a fake account, and what their main goal is to divide us.
It
you know,
could
because
be,
they
but
do
many
that.
times
They
there
do.
is a lot of people.
Oh,
when
yeah.
they got nothing else to say, brother. When they got nothing else to say, that's all they got. Oh, you ain't. Motherfucker, I grew up more Mexican than I guarantee you that guy's a straight pocho. Don't know nothing about
Self-haters.
yeah. And instead of being a brown man that's trying to speak up for you, him, anybody else that wants to listen and try to uplift our people, they want to sit there and say, "Oh, screw you." But he's the same jackass that's gonna go bump Tupac right now, talking about Machiavelli and all this shit. That's the issue with that. The same guy's gonna sit there and hate me. He's gonna go fucking love a black man and say, "Yeah, homie, I ride for Tupac." That's how backwards a lot of us are, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah. A lot of people see this, and it is our fault. Because we're not educated enough when it comes to our contributions in the culture. A lot of people don't know. You guys can go Google this up and look at it. A lot of the rap storyline, as I've read in articles after articles, the rap storyline was actually taken from Chicano, Mexican corridos. So
so a lot of those, if you go
yeah.
back to
So
yes.
so if you state it this way, if you state it pretty much everything in this so-called American culture, whether it's white Anglo or black Anglo, we have pretty much, whether the brown man, whether it's Native American or Hispanic or Mexican, our blueprint, our fingerprint, our DNA is in every single one of these things that they call white or black culture. It's just that we don't express it. We don't tell our people. And because the competition is looking from the outside in, they see what we're not doing. So it's like a business. You're going to see what your competition is lacking, and they're going to come in and fill those gaps. And they're going to tell you, we did this, we did that. You have not contributed. And unfortunately, a lot of the young ones, the youth, they believe it. They won't bother to fact check that. So I think we should have more content creators telling our people, our youth, all the contributions that we've made to hip hop, to hip culture. I mean, bro, all of this the dressing, the dress style, the gang signs, the tattoos, the grills come from our ancestors, the Mayan ancestors, the grills that they wear on the teeth. I mean, that's not a thing anymore, but a lot of people made a name for themselves and made a lot of money based on stuff on our culture. And you're going to have a lot of gaslighters from the opposition, from the competition, gaslight you, telling you that's not yours.
Well,
what are you talking about?
There's people around Richard that's saying that you're gaslighting. What you say to that?
I don't even pay attention to. Look, I don't. Those people are irrelevant. They're not worth my time.
That's right.
They're irrelevant to me. They're nobodies.
Yeah. I think what it is, it's like you said, we need more content creators. We need more people to make even small documentaries on what we've done as Latinos in America and in the world, period. And we don't get our stories shared much. We really don't. There's really not that much attention on us. There's really not that much history on us, you know, and that's partially the industry's fault. That's also partially our fault, because we always look for a reason to knock something down instead of actually trying to, you know, support it.
We need more education. Did you see what No Jumper did maybe a week after I was on the last live and we were talking about our contributions, what we did? He had Tariq Nasheed on his show, and Tariq Nasheed was pretty much there to reinforce his delusional nonsense, saying that
I didn't see Tariq on his show.
Tariq came on and what he had Tariq in there, I think, kind of like a counterattack to kind of reinforce the delusion that they are the real, like, black people were here like they're the real Olmecs and it's their culture. So that guy, No Jumper, what's his name, Adams? I think this guy is just teaming up with these I guess with the black creators or black people that are behind, not all of them, obviously not, but behind this whole assault on
Well,
on.
Tariq's a pimp. You know, Tariq's a straight pimp. You know, there's people that would.
Oh,
Try
he's
to,
a joke. He's a
yeah,
joke. I don't take him seriously. He's a fucking joke.
He's a pimp. He's a hustler. People will try to say the same thing with me and try to compare me with him, Charleston White, or Whack 100. My difference is, when have you ever heard any of them try to have an actual civil conversation? Those guys would just sit.
They can't.
They can't. They just want to gaslight. They want to say all kind of just the stupidest thing. Here we at least try to have the conversation. When it comes to Adam,
Well, well, the
Adam,
thing is that the thing between us and people like Tyreek is that you actually care for your people to the point that you're going to take losses and hits because you're not going to BS your people. You're not going to lead them down the road of delusion. Now, Tyreek doesn't care about black people.
No.
Tyreek, what he's going to do, Tyreek is pretty much like the Creflo dollar. He's going to bullshit them, and he wants their money. So he's going to fill their minds up with all this kind of bullshit, lies, and all this kind of stuff. And you see, we're different. We love our people. You care about our people, and I really appreciate that about you keeping it real, because you do know that if anybody smells at least 1 ounce of shit in your conversation, you're going to get called out.
Oh,
we don't want to be. Yeah, we don't want anybody to feel this shit. We want your words to cause your people to grow, to inspire your people. And that's exactly what you're doing. And I really appreciate you for
Thanks.
that.
Thanks, Richard. All right, hold on. Let me get these two real quick. Praise Mighty, 49 super chat. Thank you, my man. And I got another one. Cali game. A lot of people forget that Southwest Mexico and much of Central America were all one nation at one point of time, let alone we shared the same native blood. Thank you for that $10 super chat. Yeah, the people don't want to talk about that. And I say that's a problem with a lot of us. It's almost like the gang culture in us is so deep, the tribal culture in us is so deep, and we separate ourselves. You know, California, North and South, and we go from I'm from California. The guys from Mexico are a bunch of paisas. They look at us like a bunch of pochos. Then they look at the Central Americans, and the Central Americans are less than the Mexicans, and then so on and so on. It seems like we're so busy trying to right? Am I right or am I wrong on this one, Richard?
No, I hear you. I'm here. You're right. You're right. But unfortunately, a lot of Latinos, they only think that the only culture that we have is the gang culture. Leave the gang mentality, like the killing and the stealing. Leave it aside. If they want to keep the dress style and the swagger and all that, the hand gestures when you speak, keep that. But just upgrade your vocabulary. Stop with the fucking gang life. And the gangster culture isn't the only culture that Latinos, now I'm speaking in Latino terms, the Cali Mac, is not the only kind of style that we develop. I mean, you've seen the nautical style, and you see other ones in Miami that you have your shirt unbuttoned and you got these cool ass shades. You got the Latino with the cigar in his mouth. The cigar, for those of you who don't know, the cigar is a creation of our brown native people, indigenous people. They literally created the cigar. So that's all of that stuff, all these styles, all these looks, the dress, all that shit is ours. It's not just the gangster stuff. But you have all these other groups trying to mimic us. They gaslight. They tell us we want to be like them. Like what? Who are you? Like what are you? What do you mean like you? Like they a lot of these guys say, you guys want to talk like blacks. What do you mean talk like blacks? So you mean the Southern accent? My brother, the Southern accent was developed by Europeans, Native Americans, and African Americans. You see? But they want to claim everything. The Southern accent is, what's up, y'all? That's the word yo. The word yo. Even Tariq Nasheed had an Italian guy on his show. Pretty much schooling him. He told him, hey, you know that word yo, 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 yo? That's not black slang. That's Italian slang. You know? So a lot of our people are being gaslit and telling us this is everything. Everything is ours. Everything is ours. You want to be like us. And unfortunately, a lot of the young ones, they fall for that shit. And what they do is they take a knee. No, fuck that. They take 2 knees, bro. You know, they believe these guys and they feel like, okay, I'm inferior. Black is the culture. Yeah, stupid, bro. And this is because we're not educating them.
Yeah, I believe that the ones that will sit there and say that are just like Any African American that will sit there and say, "This is our culture, this is our stuff," I think those are the ones that really have no argument, right? So that's what it's
They're
kind of like,
pathetic.
yeah, it would be like this. This would be the equivalence to this, right? It would be like, I said this earlier in the podcast. Imagine a white tennis player coming out and telling Serena Williams and her sister that you are just visitors at tennis. This is our sport.
Whatever.
Right? They'll be like, wait a minute, no. Or a country singer telling an African American
Serena Williams owns the tennis field, man.
Well, I think what it is, though, Richard, I think in America we all take and share a little bit of everything.
Yeah, exactly.
If you go to other countries, they don't do what we do. This country does it because of the mixture of the influence of everybody else's cultures.
Exactly. You can't say we created. Now, it's a different thing when you say we have contributed.
Yes.
That's a whole different thing. Everybody has contributed. Like bachata. A lot of these guys are going to Puerto Rico and saying, "Oh, bachata's a black thing." No, my friend, bachata actually has a lot of dance moves coming from Europe and a lot of indigenous influence also. And yes, obviously, it has a lot of African influence in it. But to say that this is all solely ours, that's straight out delusional, and it only shows the desperateness and the low self-esteem that person or the people who are spewing these lies have. I mean, we all contributed. We all know that in America, the main root of the culture is brown people. It is indigenous people. It's a fact. It's a fact. I mean, as much as white people want to whiten everything, as much as black people want to blacken everything, they want to completely erase us from the map, like they have in the United States.
Yeah, no, like I said, I don't think that they really want to erase us from the map, Richard. I think that whoever's running a lot of these industries, they know where they're making their money, and they're making their money off the brothers culture because they're the most popular. They got the most guys in sports. Football, basketball. I mean, they're pretty much running all the running.
Like for example, in basketball, a lot of things that it's propaganda controlled. The dream team, which is composed, the basketball dream team, which is composed of the best players of all the NBA teams. The dream team has lost countless times to other basketball teams from other countries, but they won't focus the propaganda on the defeats. They want to constantly have them see their triumphs. So I mean, if they were really all that good, they wouldn't ever. Yeah, they wouldn't ever. So if they're the best at basketball, what does that say about the teams that defeated them?
Yeah, but I don't think they've ever really lost the championship. I mean, to me, you got to give them their due, man. When it comes to basketball, the brothers are the greatest players. I mean, is there great players from other countries? Yeah, absolutely. But
hell yeah, they should start letting some Samoans and the bigger, taller guys, Samoans and Hawaiians in that team. Then we'll see. The brown talent in there. But I think a lot of people are afraid of competition. Yeah, I think they're afraid of Hispanics. I think they're intimidated by Hispanic because we've pretty much created so much things here.
Marvelous Martian, Gil, don't get it twisted. They definitely want to erase us from the map. That's why some say that Africans are the real natives. Well, I agree with you on Marvelous Martian. The ones who are speaking like that. I don't think the majority are, but the ones who are speaking about that, I said, yeah, they're trying to rewrite history. Those guys really are, and I think they're absolutely wrong. Anybody who believes them, they're just following whatever those guys are saying, and that's a sad reality. Let me see, we got one more. Cali Game, love what you're doing. Gil Raza's already at 25% of the population in the U.S., and we're 30% of U.S. students are Raza. All right, thank you for that super chat, Cali Game. So, Mr. Richard, I'm gonna go now.
Okay.
Enjoy Sunday. I definitely appreciate you tapping in and talking, man. It's always a great conversation. And moving forward, go ahead. You got a couple last words. Hit it.
No, yeah, man. So, no, I just want to. It's all good, man. I just want to thank you, man. Keep up the good work, man. And even if you don't reach those 100,000, man, you owe us. You need to stay on this platform, and we're not gonna let you go. Just keep doing what you're doing. You got support behind you.
I appreciate that, Richard, man. You have a great night, my man.
You too, man. Bye.
All right, people. So this is what it is. People that want to sit there and not like what we're talking about, not like what we're saying. The difference between this podcast and any other podcast is you could jump on the live, man. I got no problem having that discussion. Phone lines were down a bit, but you can also call in. We do not have a problem having that conversation with anybody. So please don't sit here and be that guy say, oh, you're just talking shit. You're just gaslighting. You're taking an L on this. No, if you're not jumping into the conversation, you're taking that L because we're having that conversation. Whether it hurts your feelings or not, that's a different story, man. With that being said, tomorrow we will have Glasses Malone in the building. We'll be going live a little bit later than usual. 8:30 tomorrow, Monday night. Be here, Glasses Malone. It should be a hot topic. You guys have a good one.